Good afternoon and welcome. It's Uncle Phil, and you know what time it is. It's time for Uncle Phil's Super Bowl Locks. Today, it's Saturday afternoon before the big game tomorrow, before a record 50.4 million people wager a staggering $16 billion on tomorrow's Super Bowl. Well, it's my job to make sure you're on the right side. Let's get started. Uncle Phil, where are we going first? I'm glad you asked, guys. Let's look at the similarities first. Look, they're both number one seeds out of their respective conferences. They both have the same identical records at 16-3. They both have scored the exact same number of points this season in 546. They both have 6 All-Pros. They both have brothers named Kelsey. And to boot, they both have hurt quarterbacks. So let's start there. Well, with Jalen Hurts, he got injured in Week 15 against the Bears. And it's my feeling that he got hurt again, re-injured in the third quarter against the 49ers. And I think it'll probably be announced after the Super Bowl that he's going to have all-season surgery. With Patrick Mahomes, he got injured, high ankle sprain, against the Jaguars in the playoffs. And I think he got re-injured against the Bengals 2 weeks ago. And just so you know, from a perspective of high ankle sprain, it takes 4 to 8 weeks for that to heal from a mild one. For a severe one, it takes months. So needless to say, and no matter what the media says tomorrow, Patrick Mahomes will not be at full strength tomorrow. And that's the way I'm handicapping this game. So let's look at it from the perspective of offenses, defenses, see if we can figure out some similarities and dissimilarities in those and some advantages. So let's look at the Chiefs. Let's start there. The league MVP in Patrick Mahomes and the number one passing offense against the Eagles with the number one passing defense. But the Eagles also in combination have the number one defensive line and the fact that they have the third most sacks in NFL history. And to top it off, the number one passing offense has only faced the number one passing defense 2 other times in Super Bowl history. And both times, the number one passing defense has won and won big. So the Eagles on offense, can they run the ball against the Chiefs defense? And if they can, that exposes that young secondary for the Chiefs, and who have given up. They're ranked 31st in NFL at giving up yards against the opponent's number one wide receiver. So for me, you can kind of see where I'm leaning because I really start with defense and how I handicap. And again, that's why I think that I win more than other people. So given that, I'm going to take the Eagles -1.5 for my best bet. And as a total, because I do think these teams are going to methodically move the ball down the field. I think the Eagles are going to rely more on their running game, where I think the Chiefs are going to be short passing game to get through. I also think that the referees come into play because Carl Cheffers and crew, they're in the top third as far as throwing flags in the NFL. So I think that's going to disrupt the offenses as well. So given that, I'm going to take the under 51 for the game. And as a bonus, guys, these two teams both get off to hot starts typically in the first half. So I'm going to take the over 9.5 in the first quarter as my bonus pick. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for a great NFL season. And as always, and one last time for this NFL season, guys, let's roll.